Agent 6 is a member of this evil organization who have conquered Earth. So, the very first mission we see him tasked with is traveling to another world to conquer it. I'm not even joking. Agent 6 does so many things that I would say are so weird and so terrible that watching the first episode made me want to make this video. So here it is. Agent 6 couldn't even wait a minute for the show to run to be a menace. Bro literally starts roasting his bosses, right? And then when they get embarrassed, he tries to grope one. But after his sexual harassment is over, temporarily of course, he meets the mad scientist that's going to send him to this world. And she's giving him an actual bot, an AI, named Alice, which she acts extremely human-like, which is really cool. Bro, the minute they see each other, they literally start going back and forth roasting each other. It's amazing. So he's sent to this world, and the minute he touches down, he comes across this girl who is a royal knight, and she brings them back home, introducing them to the princess. Now, obviously there's a language barrier, but good thing for 6, he has a chip in his head that's not only able to translate the language, but it calculates his behavior to give him something called evil points, which he can use to buy stuff, like it's a freaking video game. And that same day, he ranked up a lot of evil points. So the next day, Agent 6 is looking to put together a team because he is an honorable knight for the Kingdom of Grace. I know a lot happened in the first episode. So they're looking through candidates when they find Alice finds 2 members that she really wants to talk to. The first one seems to be a little, odd. But with 6 along, I mean, she's right at home. But there's one girl in particular I need to talk about. Grim. Now when I first saw her, I said, why do they have a girl in a wheelchair training with all of these other people? For the way they were talking about her, they made her seem like she was so badass. But I'm not even joking. She pulls up in the wheelchair, she's just wheeling along. She immediately starts flirting with Agent 6, bro. And as she's explaining her power, she begins teasing Agent 6, talking about if he wants to look under her skirt. Now, I don't think she knows who Agent 6 is, because bro didn't even let her finish before he lifted up her skirt. Bro, I am so dead ass. He lifted up the skirt of a disabled girl. And the fact that bro was disappointed more than anything is what got me. He was upset that the underwear she was wearing wasn't more modest and was basically a lingerie piece. But that's not the only time he sexually harasses women, even though that's all I've talked about so far. It somehow gets even worse than this. Somehow. Okay, so fast forward a few episodes. Bro's fighting one of the Devil King's generals. Well, I can't even say fighting because he's literally being seduced by this woman, talking about all the types of pleasures he can get by joining their forces. And I'm not even gonna lie, bro was legit thinking about doing it. Until Snow, one of his people, pull up and slices a stone off this girl. Agent, being the guy he is, notices that she's a little bit uncomfortable with the stone away. And he figures out that without that stone, she won't be able to do nothing. She's basically useless at this point. That's where all her power came from. And I don't even know how to word this. Bro takes out a camera, told the Devil King's general to pose for him in different sexual positions so he can take pictures of it. To do what with? I don't know, because he's not gonna sell it. The amount of evil points this man's getting from this is crazy. And it only gets worse when Snow, one of his teammates, starts encouraging this degenerate behavior, all because she destroyed a sword that she had a loan on. And the other members are starting to feel bad. They're like, are you at least gonna give her back her stone? And bro says this, yo Alice, did I say I was gonna give back the stone? She says, nah, not in the slightest. She just assumed that if she did all this stuff that he would give her stone back. But we not giving that back, bro, I'm not gonna lie. And when she gets mad saying that they can't do that, bro says, what you gonna do? I wanna see you try. Fine. You want it back that badly? Here you go. Alright, come get it. You so big and bad, come get it. Alright, so let me explain the situation. The princess tells 6 that they're starting to run out of water, and it would behoove them if they were able to get up much more. There's a stone that this other kingdom has that grants large amounts of water, and if Snow and 6 are able to negotiate, that would help out a lot. But here's the thing, they have a machine that can generate infinite amounts of water, but the only reason she's not using it is because in the very first episode, 6 changed the password, and you know what the password is? That's how bad it is. But when 6 tries to tell her that all she has to do is say it and the problem will be solved, she deadass just acts like he didn't say anything and forces them to go to this other kingdom. So it's Snow, 6, Alice, Grim, and Rose. They all get ready for this party when Grim appears out of nowhere, flirting with 6 yet again. Bro says something along the lines of, you're a little bit too old for me, like a decade too old. And obviously she does not like that at all, so she tries to place a curse on this man. A curse of impotence. Luckily bro dodges it, but it continued to go down the hall, and it does not stop until it hits another life form, allegedly. So the plan was to somehow blackmail the prince into giving them a bunch of stones. But for some reason he's not acting like himself. He's acting odd, strange, and almost as if his libido went all the way out the door. Alice and Six say, let's go explore that dungeon that we heard so much about. And as they're exploring it, they not only see Hein, the girl that they somehow blackmailed into getting a bunch of sexual pictures from, but they also see one of her subordinates, Russell. Obviously Agent 6 can't go 5 minutes without sexually harassing a woman, and in front of a kid nonetheless. But after finding out that she's there for the same reasons that they are, he lets her go. And they go back to the party together. And the worst possible scenario happens to Agent 6. He sees 2 baddies fighting for the attention of this guy, suggesting all sorts of things to this man. But that's not what tipped Agent 6 off. When he looks at the prince dead in his eyes, bro smiles at him and gives him an evil glare. 6 is so heartbroken, and I'm not gonna lie, I'd be heartbroken too. He's taking your baddies. But what Agent 6 does next, I would not do, personally. You know what this man does? He walks up to the prince and is like, hey, you wanna see a party trick? The prince is like, sure, do what you gotta do, bro. But tell me why. Bro walks behind the prince, stands on the stool, and puts his whole meat on top of this man's head. His whole penis on top of his head. Why? Why, Agent 6? This man put his meat on top of this man. Nah, Agent 6, that's diabolical work. And of course, the prince does not like that. So he literally starts a war with Grace, the kingdom that 6 was representing. And bro's talking about it like it's no big deal, like he didn't do what he just did to start a war. It was so bad that the prince called them out by name, Snow and 6. He says if y'all just give them up, we'll dead not even have this war. Like 6, what is wrong with you? But Agent 6 has a plan to prevent them from being invaded. So, y'all remember that dungeon that they saw in the beginning? Well, he decides to go back there. Go back there when the Devil King's army's there. And y'all might be asking, why? To steal a secret weapon that's hidden in the dungeon. But when nightfall arises, Snow says, this is our chance, let's attack them in their sleep. But Agent 6 is disgusted. He's like, why would we ever attack somebody when they're sleeping? Alice, can you believe that she thinks so low of us? Let me tell you our real plan. We're gonna wait until they go in the dungeon, right? We're gonna sneak past the security. Watch them defeat every single boss in the dungeon. And right when they get to the prize, we just gonna overpower them and take it for ourselves. They're gonna be weakened from the bosses anyways. And Agent doesn't seem to disappoint his team. So everything's going according to plan. The sun rises, they sneak past security, and they watch as Hein and Russell fight every single boss in that dungeon. And the group's starting to feel bad for them. They're dead working so hard, and they seem like such good people, despite them not being human. As soon as Hein and Russell get to the prize, which is a giant robot, Russell wants to destroy all the humans because he doesn't like them. But Hein says she doesn't have a problem with the humans, except for one. But as they're having this very deep and meaningful conversation, 6 kicks the out of Russell's nuts. Kicked him so hard bro's foaming out the mouth, no rabies. And as Hein's trying to comfort her teammate, Alice slides in with a shotty and says, you better put your hands up. I guess it would have been fine if it ended there, but bro literally says, if you resist, I'll attack the kid, not you. As Russell's not moving. As 6 is teasing Hein about what she said earlier, Alice says, yo 6, bro's not breathing. And 6 is like, dang, did I really just murk a kid? Is there anything we can do? And Alice is like, hey, I can give him the shot, but if it don't work, leave him alone. And this is all we see, bro. Ugh, what happened? Well kid, you took a near fatal blow from me. But since we're such nice people and the battle's over, we passed you up, good as new. Well, most of you. And Russell asks him, bro, did you hit me from the back? Pause! But that's definitely what he said, that's definitely what he said. And bro, the girls on 6's team are just so disgusted with this behavior, bro. Bro was literally panicking about saving this kid after he kicked him in the nuts. And now he's bragging about it? Yeah, okay 6. This is why I think you are an absolute menace to society.